Here we go!
I've had this Beyblade sitting in my garage for 2 years now, and I just can't bring myself to throw it away. Mostly because it doesn't fit in my bin, and I don't want the garbage man to judge me. So, my solution is to do the most amount of engineering I've ever done and get this thing spinning at almost the speed of sound. So fast that it blows itself apart and everything else around it. And that way, I don't have to throw it away.
This man crazy. Someone stop this man,
If
please.
you watched my 2 previous videos in this Beyblade series, you'll know that I hyped it up a lot, but it was actually pretty crap.
I feel like his
It didn't go
videos
very
constipate
fast,
me.
And I also made it too good. And the Beyblade...
I think I did a thing as the reason I am just chronically constipated, because every time I watch his videos, I'm just like so scared and I'm clenching so hard and I'm just puckered the fuck up. And then when the video's over and I can release, it's all just like I'm turning into a fucking human hydraulic press, bro. It's just I'm making like a literal rock, bro. I'm making a boulder. And then I'm constipated for like 3 weeks. Yeah.
It was very stable, so it didn't move around and
Sphincter
destroy
training.
enough things. But it turns out there is a pretty easy fix to the stability. I just need to introduce some instability into the Beyblade's life with an opioid addiction. And by also cutting off its leg so it's flat, which makes it walk around more. Okay, now to make it spin faster. And last time I was using a chainsaw winch thing, which worked, but only got it up to like 360 RPM. And I want it to go a lot faster. Like fast enough that the UN is forced to get involved and put sanctions on my house.
I take the fact that he develops weapons of mass destruction very seriously. I remember the fact that he has invaded 2 countries before.
What?
I know for a fact that he's poisoned his own people.
So how am I going to get it spinning that fast?
Occasionally.
Well, if we do some
Only the
basic
bad
maths,
ones.
this motor spins at 2,000 RPM, and if we
every
have
now
a
and then.
2-to-1 pulley conversion on it, it will spin at 4,000 RPM. So if the Beyblade is 92 centimeters wide, at 4,000 RPM, the tips of the Beyblade will be traveling at around 700 kilometers per hour. And if we do some more maths, considering Princess Diana hit that bridge at 100 kilometers per hour, which made news all around the world, 700 kilometers per hour is enough to kill 7 princesses. So it should be pretty impressive at that speed.
7 times
I make
more
the news, I just need
news.
to figure out how to attach this motor to the Beyblade, but more importantly, how to get it off. And considering the best thing I could come up with before was a pair of vice grips that released the Beyblade with a piece of string, I'm gonna get someone else to help. Come in.
Who?
Hey, how you going? My mate, who has a channel called Not an Engineer, but despite
Not
the
an
name, he's a
engineer.
much better engineer than me. And he also knows how to draw parts on the computer, much better than I do. And he drew up this cool sketch for us to follow. Now, the first thing we decided to do was take apart the Beyblade. And when I was making this, I definitely compensated for my lack of mechanical skills by using a whole bottle of glue on this thread, and it's now impossible to take apart.
It is
So we decided to deal with it
glued
later, and instead started boring down this pipe,
It
which
is
will
stuck
hold the
in
bearings
place.
and shaft that spins the Beyblade. And by we, I mean my mate. But first he had to fix my lathe.
This one doesn't even have its little washer. It's not attached. Look.
Alright, so that explains why I was making a funny noise. Alright. And you know what else needs fixing? Your browser. Which is why you need to start
Your
using
browser.
Opera GX, the sponsor of today's video. Thanks to Opera GX for
What's my
sponsoring this
sponsor,
video.
Opera?
Opera GX is a superior
We
browser
shook
compared to
hands.
others, as it doesn't use all your computer's
where my
resources
sponsor
for no
at?
reason, allowing you to choose how much computer
Your
power
browser.
Opera GX takes up. So you can have a bunch of tabs open and not have to close them while playing games or doing other things. Look, here's me using Chrome with horrible performance, and now with Opera GX. And look at those beautiful low numbers. Also, default browsers are just so boring, and Opera GX offers you a
Yeah, so you can get the Shylily mod to put into your Opera GX, which makes funny keyboard sounds and also has like wallpapers and other stuff.
lot of
You're
really
welcome.
useful mods. My favorite is this one, as it's me, a slightly worse
me.
looking version of me. in
No,
my garage with my best
that's
creations.
boring.
And you also get to hear me asking how you are every time you open a new tab. How you going?
Yeah, I'm pretty good.
You can also get ones that change your typing to farting. There are so many mods in the GX store that change everything from the background music to keyboard sounds. And changing over to Opera GX is so easy, as it's equipped with an import tool
Thank
that
you,
allows
Val,
you to
for the
quickly
gift there.
import all your settings from your previous browser. All you do is go to Browser Settings, Synchronization, Import Bookmarks, and Import, and you're good to go. My favorite thing about Opera GX is the GX Corner, which keeps you up to date with what games are coming out soon. It also tells you
Whoa.
what games are on sale and where.
Games.
It does daily news and more. Wow, Taylor Swift went on a date with an NFL player. And also, if you download Opera GX for
She
free
did
using the link in my
not.
description, you will
It
get
should
my
have
personal
been
GX
me.
mod. So go download Opera GX today and upgrade your browser. And
How
while he was doing that,
dare
I did the
she?
more complicated parts that require expertise, like tapping these holes and
Wait,
hitting the
Lily does
Beyblade
not
with a
ask
hammer.
how I am doing if I open a damn match.
Much. But we
Okay, I
won!
managed to get the Beyblade apart with minimal effort, and my mate had finished boring the bearing holes so that the bearings fit neatly inside. And there is nothing more satisfying than watching a bearing fit perfectly into a hole. And I'm not even saying this in a sexual way. It's just a great feeling.
I am saying this in a
Absolutely beautiful.
sexual way, though.
Because if it's slightly wrong, the bearing won't move at all. But when it's right, it slides perfectly in. And then before you know it, you and your mate are making love. Okay, then my mate started turning down the shaft that was going to go inside the bearings, while I made the piece that's going to grip and release the Beyblade. And to do that, I'm going to use these little
That
ball
is one
bearings,
sexy
which I stole from
bearing.
your washing machine while you were sleeping. So you should probably get that looked at. And the bearings go inside this piece and will grab the top of the Beyblade in the same way as a collet chuck on a mill. And if you don't know how a collet chuck works, neither do I. So you're asking the wrong guy. Next, I drilled 4 holes which are big enough to fit the balls all the way in, but not let them out on the inside of the pipe. Except for this hole, which I made too big.
Oh! Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh no.
I saw this yesterday.
Oh,
it
no.
gets crazy Nagu.
Oh, I can tell. Oh no. God, his fingernails.
Then I just cut down this threaded rod and welded it onto the piece with the balls.
Can't see what I'm doing, and I just welded the clamp to.
Which is me done. And in the same time it took me to make this, my mate had finished the entire spinny shaft thing, which I then welded onto a bracket. And then we put it all together.
Why is he always
And
barefoot?
it spins
So I
slowly,
can
but what we
end
really
this
wanna
video
know
with
is, does
heavy
it spin fast
constipation.
enough to cause grievous bodily harm.
This is turning into a more sedate how to basic.
What is your mom like that?
Bodily harm.
You ready? That's alright. That's not bad. You won't do that with the Beyblade.
Yeah,
And that was the maximum speed, which seemed fast, but you can't really tell without the Beyblade on the bottom.
Thank
which is
you,
what we're gonna do
Kinds,
now.
for
So
the
next I welded up a frame
raid.
for the motor
Appreciate
and
it.
arm that hold the
Welcome,
Beyblade.
ladies. Have a
And
great
this is
stream.
all guesswork here, which is why I decided to weld it all permanently in place before checking if the motor even fits onto the frame, which luckily it does, and the spindle as well. Okay, so then we finished off the Beyblade by drilling a hole in the center so a bolt threads inside, and then tested if the Beyblade fits,
Am I pushing it all the way?
Yeah.
which it does.
Oh,
Kind of just looks like a lawnmower or
A
something.
little bit.
And we couldn't resist spinning it up in my garage.
oh no.
Yep.
Okay.
It's already wobbly.
It's
quite wobbly.
Is that? That's That's not the shaft though, is it?
No, I think it's the Beyblade. You got it up.
Do you want to go a bit faster?
Yeah,
Can
yeah.
you go? Or I'll go a little bit
Yeah,
further.
yeah, you go with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
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 Pull it out.
Oh my.
And that was only 5% of its maximum
What?
speed, but was already terrifying enough to kick in my fight or flight response and make me use my mate as a human shield. So I can't imagine what I'm going to do to the people around me when the Beyblade is going at full speed.
Jesus.
Okay, last thing we have to do is make something that is going to hit this pin off the top to release the internal pipe, which means I'd be using to control the speed out of the way, releasing
Why did I
the
stop?
Beyblade.
Okay, here,
And
here,
I
here,
was
here.
all for just poking it using a big stick, but my mate suggested we use the VFD, which we are using to control the speed of the motor, as it has some inbuilt switches that trigger when the motor reaches a certain speed, which we can plug this solenoid into. So I just welded the solenoid to some metal, and then we made the world's first hexagonal spring.
I have never seen a hexagon.
I'm gonna fall over.
And put it on the frame. And now the solenoid should pop out, hitting the release pin and knocking it off.
So scuffed.
I believe you now that it happened on camera. I believe you now that it happened on camera.
Which it does, but we don't know if the release pin will actually stay on while the motor is spinning at high speed. So we gave it a test behind my not so blast-proof blast shield.
You're gonna fly? You're gonna fly?
Oh. Oh. There it goes.
Perfect.
And that is everything working. So I just sprayed it and put on some safety tape to remind us not to go near it while it's spinning. And now I just need to find a place to spin this guy up.
Oh
And
God,
last time
this
I
kid
did it
was
in the
so
abandoned
wet,
drug
bro.
house down the road.
What
and that
was
is still an
that?
option as I live close to another abandoned house, but that's also next to a preschool. And this guy is going to be spinning a lot faster, and I don't really think I can rely on walls to stop it. Which is why I asked for your guys' help. And lucky for me, Hamilton must have a death wish, as he hit me up and agreed to let me do the Beyblade on his property. So we put everything in the car, including 4 lady mannequins. And I didn't specifically ask for women, but it was the only thing they had left in the store, besides babies, which I did buy as well, but for a different video.
Have you ever been in a car with this many girls before, Rob? Never. No, this is incredible. It's making me nervous.
It is also concerning it's only lady ones.
Yeah. I got them second hand, and I was like, it's all they had, and I realized afterwards, I'm like, this doesn't look that good, does it?
And Hamilton's property is perfect.
Oh God.
It has one big opening,
awful.
which the main camera can view all the destruction through. It's got rafters for the Beyblade to hang from, and most importantly, a dead kangaroo. So first we hung up the Beyblade
Oh
frame.
goodness, that's
which
the
was
actual.
a
Wait,
little
that's
wobbly.
actually a. Wait, what? That was actually okay.
So if there's any imbalance in the system, it's not gonna matter.
It's self-correcting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then brought in the mannequins. And I couldn't stop thinking about that Princess Diana joke I made earlier, so I thought it would be appropriate to arrange a little English tea party for the ladies. And then we put in the Beyblade.
It's what the whole thing is wobbling just from this.
And because we thought the Beyblade had a high chance of shattering, we decided to go full speed on the first go.
I might sit against this wall. If I sit against this wall.
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Okay.
Oh, here it comes.
Yep.
Here it comes.
Ready?
It's the weakest pull, and then top one.
You happy near the door then?
Yeah, it's fine.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Hit and go.
Yeah, do it.
Here we go. Whoa, that was. That goes so fast. What the fuck? Oh shit.
And I'm not sure what Hamilton was expecting me to do on his property, but I'm sure he didn't imagine he would be cowering behind a single brick wall from a giant Beyblade spinning at almost the speed of sound.
Oh. Oh. Oh fuck. What the fuck?
Alright, it definitely worked in a way, as one of the mannequins was in pieces and its leg was out the window. And there was also a good-sized chunk missing out of the concrete. But besides that, a lot went wrong. Firstly, we spun the motor the wrong way, so the bolt on top of the Beyblade undid itself and the
Shylily is
Beyblade
definitely
dropped
super
prematurely,
cool.
only getting up to
the
like
premature
10%
drop.
speed. And then also the frame was vibrating so much that the solenoid valve released before
Thank
the
you,
maximum
God.
speed, knocking the pins off. So we put it all back together, and this time reversed the motor and put in a new bolt and tried again.
We're doing it again.
It's a weapon. It is! A literal weapon. The last Disney. Oh, fuck. It actually got stopped. What the fuck?
And that time it got a lot faster, but the solenoid valve still shook itself loose and released the Beyblade at 50% of this maximum
That
speed.
was 50%!
Which was actually a good thing, as the Beyblade almost made it out the door, smashing the door frame and concrete on the edges.
Damage here. It tried to get out the door.
So we
tried
thought
to
we'd
get out
be
the
safe
door.
and we put a single brick in the way and did another test, this time with the aim of taking off the table's legs. And this time, I'm not going to play any music or talk. I'll just let you watch
You
the
know it's
full
dangerous
speed up of the
when he
Beyblade,
starts
because the
wears
noise that it
You
produces
know
when
it's
it reaches
you know
full
it,
speed
it's
is
the real deal when he
absolutely
wears shoes,
terrifying.
bro. Oh. That was sparks, bro! Seeing him with
That
shoes
was the
on
level
looks
of
so
destruction
wrong.
I was looking for. It shot shrapnel past the camera at a ridiculous speed. It almost started a fire.
Oh
It
shit.
even cut deeper gouges into the concrete.
That's deep as well.
And this was the first one that actually got up to full speed. And the noise it was making was absolutely horrible.
Terrifying.
It sounded like a helicopter that was getting closer and closer. And this is how the Viet Cong must have felt when Americans were flying over the jungles and dropping giant
Jesus.
Beyblades from the sky. Also, that run reached full speed at 4,000 RPM, which means the tips of the Beyblade were traveling at 670 kilometers an hour. But I still want the Beyblade to disintegrate itself. So this time, we're going to try dropping it from the height straight onto the concrete floor.
Hey, oh shit, this guy right here.
We were wondering what that noise was, and it's this bolt which loosened itself from the Beyblade disc. But it still held on and it dropped.
Oh, in the butt.
And because I couldn't really hear the Beyblade anymore, I decided to go and have a look.
Oh no.
And almost walked into the Beyblade still spinning on the ground at 400 kilometers an hour.
Jesus. Jesus Christ. This man is a crazy person. Crazy person!
Now, even though that wasn't a successful drop, it was really cool looking back on the slow motion footage and seeing the solenoid valve work exactly as we intended, knocking off the pin and releasing the Beyblade while it was doing 4,000 RPM. Okay, we've got time for one more test, and we're going to try and cut this table in half.
This is gonna do it. I just want her to fall over. She's been here the whole time.
He hates her.
40.
And this noise never gets easy to listen to. Every part of your body wants to run away.
A silent observer. Oh god. It's crazy. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's actually cutting the table? It did! Ain't no way!
That was
And it
amazing.
knocked her
Even though
over.
it didn't blow up, we spun it fast enough and caused enough destruction
Jesus
to finally
Christ.
allow me to put
Oh!
this Beyblade to
Vito!
rest.
Neurosama! Thank you! For raid! Welcome raiders! Hello! Welcome raiders! Hello! Today we watch YouTube. We've been doing Reddit earlier and chatting and stuff. Right now it's YouTube hours.
No, I don't want to
Hello!
I'm done. I hate that noise.
I also really want to thank my mate, not an
Welcome,
engineer, for
YouTube.
helping me out with this. And you should go check out and subscribe to his YouTube channel. And also Hamilton for letting me use his property and his dog
Lord.
for doing more damage to my leg than the actual Beyblade. Thank you so much for watching. If you like
Seeing
that,
him
please
with shoes on is so wrong. Welcome raiders. I hope you have a good time. Go grab drinks and stuff and rest and whatnot. I hope you had a wonderful evening. Yes.